Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another video, and it's another recap of episode 10, season 1 of Queens. So it starts off with the show of Zadie and Naomi doing a performance, and they're also doing a interview on the radio station, and the name of their promoting their new label, Nasty Girl Records. I got it right this time. Nasty Girl Records. So it has Muffin, Naomi, Jill, Valeria, and now Zadie. So basically it's a record label for women by women. So basically they all go on their individual journeys and see where it takes them. So as Naomi and Zadie are performing, they end up seeing Frank Black in the audience at the top, and Zadie froze and they walked up the stage. So that's a whole conversation by itself. Like, she was not feeling it, they was not expecting it to happen that way, but it did. So after the performance, they all go back home and they start talking about why he's there. And Eric is like, he's all for it, but he don't know what to do about it. And Naomi's like, well, we should take him to jail. I mean, we should have the cops intervene and whatever. And then they was like, well, that's over. And then Muffin says, well, the statute of limitations is up. I mean, it has been 20 years, so there is no those statutory limit to what they can do now, because, you know, that's in the past. So Zadie did not feel like it needed to be brought up again. So after that, she left, said she's going to go get some sleep. Then you have Valeria and her husband, Thomas. They're going... She's trying to write a song for him, but she can't figure out what she want to say in the song. So they end up flipping through some magazine, and they find this questionnaire that they used to do in the back of the day. I used to love doing those too. So they answered the 50 questions, and he told her he loved her in that sense, but you know, in that sense or whatever. After that, you know, he goes his separate way. Jill, she's at the church listening to the pastor preach or whatever. After he preaches his sermon, it was a very good sermon too. He said, one line he said, if you cannot love yourself, or something about love, then something about, if you cannot love yourself, then you only love, it's confusing, but something about you can't love yourself, but you know, you love for God, something like that. Some weird way they say it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. If you can't love yourself, you can't love God, something like that. So after the preacher finishes the sermon, she goes back to the room, and she was like, that was a good service. I was moved by it. And then next thing you know, the preacher slaps her. Come to find out, the preacher is her father. I was like, what in the world? Yeah. So Frank Black shows up at the restaurant where I guess Eric and Naomi is sitting at, and he daps up Eric and then all you see is Naomi just glaring at him like she cannot stand this man, and she don't even, well, she do know him, but she's like, she cannot stand you. If you could see her staring him down, like it would put a hole through his head, basically. Like, but Naomi feels like Eric don't really, you know, be on her side, and he's like, how can you do that to save face? And he's like, but believe it or not, I'm on your side. So after that, you know, they go their separate ways. Jill is sitting down with her father, and he starts talking about how her actions put like a damper on the family, and like he has no issue with her being gay, but the action she did behind it is like, I'ma fall back, whatever. He apologized for putting his hands on her. She tried to open up to him, but I guess he's not feeling, he's kind of like standoffish, and she's like, well, I guess really not much to say here. Valeria, she's still upset, I guess. I don't know, maybe she's like she hasn't had nobody to like really love her like she's been looking for. So Thomas is trying to do a good gesture. He went and got her some flan de queso. And first she thought it was a Louis bag. I thought so too. Like, hey, your girl got a bag. But no, he got her some flan de queso. And he talking to her, whatever, and she just has like a little stank attitude, whatever. I guess she's really kind of upset the fact that he said I love you, and she wasn't really ready to say I love you yet because mind you, they just got married on the first date, so they basically only in like a few weeks, I guess, depending on the depiction of the show. And she like went to go get some space, so hopefully they could come to a common ground and they be on better terms, but we gonna see. Naomi, she was home watching like some videos, I believe, of Frank Black on YouTube, and she sees him with this one artist called Hood Honey. So eventually, Eric saw her watching. He was like, "Well, you couldn't get me in contact with Hood Honey," and eventually, the next thing you know, Hood Honey showed up to the door with her son. So that's about to be a conversation. Hopefully, we can see what the tea is all about. So Naomi and Leah, Hood Honey, they start talking, and Leah tells her what happened. She said it started when she was 16. I guess she's like a little bit older now. So basically, during that whole entire time with like Frank Black abusing her, whatever, she ended up getting pregnant. He gave her $2,000 to get rid of the baby, and obviously she kept the baby. So that's yeah. Um, Jill and her father, they still got a little bit of talking that they need to get done. Valeria's trying to push away this good man. Like, even Muffin and Jill know that's a good man. Like, you can't keep, trying to push people away if they trying to generally be there for you. Like, come on now. Zadie tells her story to this reporter while Naomi is sitting there next to her. And then come to find out the reporter twisted her words around, trying to make it seem like she's just using him for a come up. Like, why would you do all this if he's the reason why your career soured? Like, come on now. That's just too much. Like, why do I got to save face to protect a man's image, especially when he know he's in the wrong? So now it's time, I guess, hopefully everybody else comes out and tell their story, and they fire this reporter. But yeah. Wow, come to find out, Zadie, they all read the story, and I guess Frank's people got in touch with the reporter, and they helped twist her words around. And Zadie was like, she ain't got time for this. She about to just not be around music no more. And Naomi tells her she's sorry. And then little Muffin and Eric are sitting at the table like, but they didn't say anything. They just let Zadie walk off. Cause maybe she just need to cool off or whatever. They come back in, whatever. And Naomi, she's upset because maybe that may be the end of their new venture, which is Nasty Girl Records. Jill, she goes to confront. No. Valeria is at the studio and she sees Eric there, and she's trying to find all the reasons, to push Thomas away. And Eric tells her, gives her a little heart to heart, like, listen, you want this guy is rooting for you regardless of what you got going on. He's still there for you to stand by your side, but she's finding ways to get out the situation, and he had to reassure her. And then in comes Thomas. So Eric leaves, and then Valeria and him, going to start their talk. Jill goes to confront her dad and talk to him, see what's going on, and then she hears a bottle fall over in a body, I guess. And she goes to his hotel room and finds him knocked on the floor. They start having a little talk. She helps him back in the bed, changes his clothes, and he tells her something that she really must have been wanting to hear for a long time, that he's proud of her and that he loves her. And then, she starts singing her little hymn. Wade in the water, children, wade. That's an old D classic church song. To this day, I love that song. Yeah. Muffin sits down with Zadie, and she finally tells her, like, listen, I was, abused by Frank. He did the same thing to me. And she also played her some footage that she had to back up her claims. Valeria and her husband, Thomas, they finally worked their situation out. And, they back on good terms. Jill, she set her father straight. Well, just when she thought everything was good, he came with, like, this hate in his heart towards her. Like, at first he approved that, when you're drunk, you say things that you are meant to say. But after he sobered up, he switched it off and was like, all this negativity to her. And she finally stood up for herself and told him what was on her mind, told him what he needed to hear. If you don't love yourself, you don't love God. You spewing all that hate to me for what? You using the Bible to justify your actions against me? No, it don't work that way. She told him off, and I was just like, yeah, girl, yeah. Finally told him after 40 years of making her feel like she's unworthy of unconditional love. She set her straight. I was like, oh, yes, she set her straight. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe what just happened. Whew, Naomi helped Zadie write a song. They did their performance. Lady Z told everything that she needed to say. And then Frank Black ended up getting arrested while he was at the show. And then 4 more people came out, including Little Muffin. It was intense. But if you ever feel like you're being sexually harassed and you're assaulted, please speak out. Do not keep it in. Let someone know, because you're helping yourself and another person in your situation. So always speak out on your truth. Do not let the truth keep you silent, regardless who the person may be. But yeah, this was good. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap of episode 10. Yes, I can't wait to see next week's episode too. So give me a like, comment down below, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time I upload. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.